Oh my god, EA Sports FC is going to be released on August 28th, 2023, 1 whole month earlier than normal. Or is it? This is everything you need to know about EA Sports FC right now. The first information we had at all about the new iteration of the FIFA franchise was this trailer, launching the new naming convention. If you've been living under a rock or just weren't aware, FIFA the organisation and EA Sports are splitting after decades with the FIFA name brandishing the Premier football game. FIFA 24 will instead be called EA Sports FC, the same game franchise but with a different name. On May 10th, 2022, EA launched this trailer for the new name for their old game. So that was 11 months ago. Then in the past few days, the full rebrand of the new EA game has been released in what I guess you would call a marketing and branding trailer, teasing not only the partnerships for the EA franchise, but also reconfirming that the month of July is where we can expect to learn more. This marketing activity is really hammering home that this is the football game you need to be playing. The Twitter accounts of clubs and competitions are joining in the promotion too, so for anyone who's still out of the loop, then when you see your favourite club promoting EA Sports FC, then the concept of FIFA is well and truly in the rear view mirror, and EA Sports FC is the game that needs your attention. A detailed article by the advertising agent that worked with EA on the new branding is worth a read, the link's in the description. It not only gives an insight into the process of how they decided on the rebrand, but also gives some useful information about promotions we can expect to see over the next few months before more news arrives in July. In terms of the official news we have from EA, it is as follows. We know that they are continuing with their league and club competition partners that are already in place. For example, the Premier League, Bundesliga, Champions League, Conmebol Libertadores, just to name a few, but all the previous partners you're familiar with will be carrying over. So it's not a case of losing player rights or player names that we've seen with other football games. Based on the imagery on the new EA Sports FC website, the key brand ambassadors are also carrying over from FIFA 23 to EA Sports FC. That includes Vinny Jr., Sam Kerr, Jude Bellingham and Heung-min Son. Finally, they finished by asking everyone to join the club and to sign up for updates once July arrives. The Join the Club moniker is something you will also see from a few Twitter accounts we can expect will be future partners of EA Sports FC. This includes Pepsi and Fabrizio Romano. Now, onto the unofficial. The historical FIFA community is rife with leakers, and a future EA Sports FC community will no doubt follow suit. However, the leaker community is very much on a sliding scale of reliable information. Let's start with the more reliable. Foot Sheriff has 1 million followers on Twitter, and that's for a reason. They appear to be someone that has access to legitimate first-hand information. What method that is, we do not know, but whatever it is, it gives them access to the upcoming promos and upcoming live content, usually a few days in advance. So some sort of inside knowledge somewhere in the live content team, or those that produce the graphics for the new cards and promos. We also have analytical accounts that will discuss leaks, but have some caution over the validity of those leaks. They're not a confirmation that the original leak is 100% accurate, but it's a good source of information to understand what sort of leaks are out there at the time. We then have speculative aggregators. These are those that suck up any information they can find across the EA world on the internet and will usually pass off the information as their own, where in fact they either copied it from someone else, found a source of information yet to be discovered, but do not share it, or just make stuff up. The motivation for them is to grow their social media following and make some money. Fair enough. However, you should take what they say with a pinch of salt. Sadly, a lot of people take what they say as verbatim, hence the number of followers. When the thing they say proves to be inaccurate, people forget to go back and actually fact check because so much time has passed and so much information has since been leaked. This brings us to the last few days, and all the rumours have been flying around about what is actually going to be in the new EA Sports FC game, and also when the game is going to launch. Let's start with that launch date. There have been some general rumours flying around for several months, more conversational and hoping that this might be a change we see rather than anything substantiated about the launch date coming forward. The general thinking though of the EA FIFA franchise has always been about launching in the last week of September and the first week of October, and that's been for two reasons. One, to boost the finances for the company in the final quarter of the calendar year, and two, because of the yearly release cycle, every day counts in terms of development. To launch a game a full month earlier than usual will be an incredible undertaking for a yearly release game. With the announcement of the split between FIFA and EA, combined with the mediocre evolution of the FIFA franchise in the last few years, we start to see some speculation EA may have not been trying their hardest when it comes to developing the game. And that could lead us to speculate further that they've been working on EA SPORTS FC much longer than any of us potentially realise. So to launch this new franchise with the start of the new European season in August makes a lot of sense if you put your marketing hat on. However, counterbalance that against the financial quarter element I mentioned before, it really is a coin toss. Although it would be great to see the game launch early, and it is still feasibly possible, it really just does depend on how long they've actually been working on EA Sports FC. If it's much longer than we actually realise, then potentially that August date could be a potential real date. With all that in mind, FootZone FIFA, one of the speculative aggregators of EA News, boldly stated to their 100,000 plus followers that EA Sports FC would launch on August 28th. That's 1 month earlier than traditional releases of FIFA franchises under EA Sports. FootZone FIFA though has a history of speculatively tweeting information that isn't properly sourced, and there are occasions when information they have tweeted has turned out to be 100% inaccurate. They are not an account to take seriously for factual information. They are useful though to see what rumours are flying around, because they usually just tweet the stuff they read elsewhere on the internet. In contrast to Foot Sheriff, they don't appear to have a first-hand access to inside information. As a credible news outlet for FIFA and EA Sports FC, I would steer clear. Regarding that launch date, Foot Sheriff themselves a few hours after FootZone FIFA announced that they believe the EA Sports FC release date would be the usual date at the end of September, discounting that FootZone tweet earlier on in the day. To support Foot Sheriff, a German YouTuber called Deco has confirmed that he's had direct contact with someone at EA who confirmed that this fake news going around about an early release was not accurate, and it seems that the usual date at the end of September or early October will be the normal release date for the upcoming iteration of FIFA, which will now be called EA Sports FC. Other rumours that have been going around in recent days include the fact that it's believed women players will feature in the Ultimate Team mode. However, the accuracy of this could be questioned. FIFA Witcher rightly pointed out that the following image has been circulating in some Photoshop images promoting the inclusion of women players in Ultimate Team. However, as FIFA Witcher states, WUT is an EA employee resource group that pre-existed any of these women in foot rumours. This is not to say that there might not be women in Ultimate Team, but if leakers are basing on this information, they could have added 2 and 2 together and made 12. Another rumour going around is there will be no transfer market, again FootZone FIFA making this proclamation. The origins of this rumour actually come from another Twitter account called FootCoder. In December 2022 they tweeted a list that many people initially believed was a leak. However, it turned out it was just a wish list of what FootCoder would like to see in a future iteration of the game. They confirmed this in multiple replies to their original tweet. So if you happen to see any leaks that match up with FootCoder's tweet, then the leak is probably made up by someone who's misinterpreted FootCoder's original tweet. There's also been a rumour going around about online career mode. Again, this came from FootZone from his tweet on March 26th. Amongst other things, they also included dynamic packs, competitive co-op, Volta revamp, pro clubs crossplay, new women's football modes, and a market overhaul. I believe that all of these are pure speculation based on snippets of information from other unsubstantiated sources. However, one of these is worth investigating further, and that's online career mode. In July 2020, Vlad Uredetsky, who is currently a UX designer at EA Sports FIFA, wrote a case study on his Medium exploring the concept of an online career mode, examining the UI UX if that mode actually existed. It's a really interesting read, so I'd recommend you take a look. I believe this article is probably the beginning of where these online career mode rumours have begun. However, it's just a case study and is coming up to 3 years old now. 1. I don't believe the leaks have any actual information from 2023 about the subject of an online career mode. 2. If there turns out to be an online career mode, then I think it will probably be purely coincidental, as the only information I can find on online career mode is from this article from 2020. And again, it's just a case study. It could be possible that from the case study 3 years ago, online career mode has been a long-term feature that EA have been wanting to develop. Will that arrive in 2023 with the launch of EA Sports FC? The leakers do not know. They are purely guessing at this point. So overall, a lot of what leakers say is complete nonsense. Their sources are questionable. You really should just ignore a lot of what they say, as you'll probably just be disappointed. With live content leaks, it's slightly different. We've seen plenty of evidence to see that the likes of FitSheriff definitely have an inside knowledge somewhere of actual information. Long-term leaks on the next game, maybe not so much, but we'll have to wait and see. To conclude, everything we know about EA Sports FC is extremely limited. Lots of the rumours are either pure speculation or are misinterpretations of old information that is already in the EA information sphere. As much as we all want information now, the earliest we will get any concrete information will be in the days ahead of the July announcement once the website gets updated, and those who don't know how will be able to extract the data hours or days in advance. For now, we'll just have to wait and see.